Hey everyone, today we're doing a complete recall of the new Mercedes Unimog, ultimate off-road machine, focusing on every detail you'd want for a YouTube voiceover that explains the render in depth. This is a thorough walkthrough of the exterior silhouette, the interior command center, the materials, textures, lighting, and the overall design intent that makes this CGI concept feel real, rugged, and ready for action. First, picture the vehicle in a photorealistic one-scale concept render. The scene is clean and minimal, a showroom white background to let the vehicle speak for itself, with a front or three-quarter angle that emphasizes mass and capability. The paint is a black metallic pearlescent finish, chosen to convey durability and seriousness while still offering a hint of depth as light moves over the panels. Subtle gray accents are tucked into key touchpoints: the grille edge, the hood badge, the side mirrors, the rugged wheel arches, the wheels themselves, and the vehicle badges. These accents keep the look cohesive without breaking the monolithic black feel, helping the design read as capable and premium at a glance. From a design stance point of view, the Unimog silhouette remains unmistakably rugged. The lines are purposeful rather than decorative, with a high beltline that hints at strength and protection. The front fascia is bold but uncluttered, featuring a prominent grille that communicates tradition and power, flanked by sturdy, squared-off headlamps that project readiness for any terrain. The wheel arches are pronounced, signaling generous wheel travel and off-road capability, while heavy-duty side steps and a reinforced underbody feel reinforce the sense that this machine is built for rough ground and long hauls. The tires are robust, with deep treads that promise traction, while the wheels themselves have a utilitarian, no-nonsense look that matches the mission of the vehicle. The lighting setup in the render is crafted to highlight these details: crisp reflections on metal surfaces, subtle rim lighting to outline the silhouette, and a soft glow on the tires that reads the texture and depth without overpowering the overall composition. Switching to the interior focus, the cabin view is designed to immerse you in a cockpit that blends luxury with utilitarian practicality. The dominant color is black, reinforcing a premium, no-nonsense mood. Black Nappa leather seats command the foreground, with silver contrast stitching that adds a touch of refinement and a nod to precision craftsmanship. The dashboard follows suit with a predominantly black theme, featuring matte black surfaces that minimize glare and emphasize function over flash. Carbon fiber trim accents the center console and door panels, lending a modern, high-tech sportiness to the space without flaring into showmanship. The steering wheel is black with silver spokes, a design that balances grip with elegance, and it cradles a digital instrument cluster that gleams with data, speed, torque, drivetrain status, and off-road gauges that would be critical on challenging terrain. In front of the driver is a wide center touchscreen, framed by a black bezel that integrates seamlessly into the dashboard. The screen layout is clean and intuitive, designed to present vehicle settings, off-road modes, navigation, and vehicle diagnostics at a glance. The headliner is a dual-tone black, adding a sense of depth and space to the cabin above. Ambient lighting runs along the edges of the console and under the dash, casting a cool white glow that enhances readability at night and gives the interior a high-tech, premium ambiance. Pedals are metallic for a purposeful, performance-oriented feel, and the seats themselves feature precise stitching that echoes the careful craftsmanship shown throughout the vehicle. The windows offer clear visibility, with the interior textures, leather, plastic, glass, and metal, rendered with careful attention to how light plays on each surface. The overall cockpit perspective in the render is a 3/4 interior shot, slightly angled to reveal a selection of controls on the center console, the instrument cluster, and the horizon of the dashboard. Now, let's talk about the materials and textures that bring this interior to life. The leather textures on the seats are rich, with natural grain and a sense of suppleness that invites the occupant to imagine long drives and tough terrain. The dashboard surfaces are a mix of matte black plastics and brushed metal accents, chosen to reduce reflections while still appearing tactile. Carbon fiber trim adds a touch of sportiness and modern engineering, especially on the center console and door panels where you expect to see it on a high-end off-roader. The glass on the instrument cluster and the center touchscreen is crystal clear, with realistic reflections that respond to the lighting in the scene. The metal components, steering wheel frame, pedals, and trim, show thoughtful wear details, like micro scratches and subtle sheen, which help the render feel authentic rather than plastic. The tires and wheels deserve special attention, The rubber has texture, grooves, and a slightly dusty look from hypothetical off-road use, while the wheel faces and lug patterns are crisp, with appropriate metallic reflections and a sense of mass. Lighting plays a crucial role in how believable this interior reads on camera. The render uses an overhead softbox to create even, diffuse illumination that minimizes harsh shadows while bringing out the textures. A couple of side rim lights add depth and separation, preventing the cabin from flattening against the black interior and drawing attention to the instrument cluster and center console. The reflection handling is deliberate. You'll notice subtle reflections on the glass surfaces and soft environmental reflections that suggest the vehicle sits in a controlled studio environment rather than a flat, featureless backdrop. The HDR setup contributes to a balanced exposure across bright white highlights and the deep blacks of the interior, letting the viewer perceive both the fine details and the overall mood of the cabin. In terms of technology and driver experience, this concept emphasizes a modern, screen-centric interface blended with tactile controls where it makes sense. The digital instrument cluster provides real-time performance data alongside off-road readouts, offering quick visibility into drivetrain mode, terrain response, and suspension status. The center touchscreen acts as the control hub for multimedia, navigation, and vehicle settings, with a clean, legible UI designed for quick access under dynamic driving conditions. The interior layout prioritizes reach and visibility. The driver sits in a commanding position with a wide field of view, while the passenger space remains comfortable, reinforcing the idea that this is not just a tool for work but a habitat for long, demanding journeys across challenging environments. Regarding safety and capability, the render hints at a system set tuned for off-road resilience. Expect robust traction management, stable ride height across varied terrain, and a suite of driver assistance features designed to reduce fatigue on long expeditions. The build quality communicates protection, reinforced mounting points, strong door structures, and a layout that makes routine checks and maintenance straightforward despite the aggressive design language. The combination of durable materials, meticulous attention to finish, and realistic wear cues all contribute to the perception of a vehicle that is built to withstand the grind of rugged use while maintaining a premium presence on the road. To recap the highlights you'd call out in a voiceover for a YouTube video: the black metallic pearlescent finish with precise gray accents on critical touchpoints, the bold and utilitarian exterior proportions that signal extraordinary off-road capability, the one-scale render setup with a showroom white background for contrast, and the lighting scheme that produces crisp edge highlights and depth without overpowering the scenes. Inside, the dominant black color scheme, the black Napa seats with silver stitching, the matte black dashboard with carbon fiber trim, the black steering wheel, the digital instrument cluster, and the centered touchscreen together create a modern cabin that still feels functional and ready for tough work. The ambient cool white lighting, metallic pedals, and textured materials all work in harmony to convey a high-end, purpose-driven interior. The textures, leather, plastic, glass, and metal, were rendered with care to capture the sense of tactility you'd expect from a premium off-road machine. The seat stitching, surface reflections, and the tire tread visible through the windows all contribute to a believable, immersive scene that invites viewers to linger and study the details. If you were scripting this as a full YouTube voiceover, you'd pace it around a narrative arc, set the stage with the concept's purpose, move into exterior design rationale, then drop into interior composition and the tactile experience, before weaving in the technical highlights and safety emphasis, and finally close with why this concept matters for the brand's identity and future potential. Throughout, you'd maintain a conversational yet informative tone, inviting viewers to notice the tiny details: how the light catches the pearlescent paint, how the stitching lines align with ergonomic contours, how the dashboard materials respond to touch in the render, and how the overall composition communicates capability and luxury in equal measure. Thank you for sticking with me through this thorough recap. If you want, I can tailor this script to a specific narration pace, add more detailed clock cues, or adapt the language style to a particular audience: tech enthusiasts, car enthusiasts, or a general audience. What vibe are you aiming for in your video? More cinematic and slow burn, or fast-paced and technical?